Hi, you guys. This week I have a great property for you, for anyone who is looking for a literal turnkey investment property. I'm going to be talking with Sarah Booth. Some of you know her as Panama Sarah, and she has casitas in Coronado, just a few blocks from the beach. We're going to chat with her about the property and the rundown on all the improvements that have been made over the years, and what the buyer profile looks like, because, you know, buying property in Panama is different than in other countries. So let's chat with her and learn about this great property. All right, I am talking with, some of you know her as Panama Sarah. Sarah Booth, welcome to my channel. We're going to dive into a conversation about your property and business that is for sale, but give my subscribers an idea of how your journey started in Panama.
Oh my gosh. So about 20 years ago, I was living in Mexico, following international living and kind of getting into the property overseas buying and renting. I have background in vacation rentals, property management, and Whistler for many, many years. So showed up in Panama. I just heard these great things about Panama and investing and property, and I'd never been here. And I thought, well, that's interesting. So I landed, didn't know a soul, bought my first property within a week.
Oh my gosh.
2-bedroom penthouse in the city for like 76,000 or something ridiculous like that. And I furnished it and I started renting it. By the week, property management wasn't big back then. It was all about hotels. But the hotels, I think, were declining in standards because they didn't have any competition. So now all this whole vacation rental property management started in the city. I lived there for a year. I invested a few more times. So I was doing rentals in the city. Just got too busy, too crazy. I love to golf. I love the beach. Coronado's only 60 minutes. No, it's not. It is not 60 minutes away.
Yes, I know. That is one thing. I think we've shared like our little pet peeves about the people that give
that's one of mine too.
Misinformation, and one of those is 60 minutes.
Only 60 minutes.
No.
It's 60 minutes to get to Costa Verde. So
yes.
Now it's an hour and 45, 2 hours to the city. It depends on traffic. The highways are better now, so it's definitely decreased the time, but it's not 60. It's over
or
60.
It could be 60 minutes with 2 speeding tickets.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
So then you started to explore Coronado?
I started to explore Coronado. I met Kay. She was one of the only realtors in town at the time. It was pretty sleepy back then. We had only had a couple restaurants. My local pub was in Gorgona, La Ruina. Yeah, we didn't have a lot here. We had the El Chef and a couple of Luna Rosa. So I found my realtor and I said, you know, I'm in my 30s. I have tons of energy. I want to learn about building and renovating in Spanish.
Oh my gosh.
And I said, show me a fixer-upper. Show me a fixer-upper that could potentially be a small business, because I want to kind of get out of the city, manage my places in the city from here, but I want a project. When you're in your 30s and you have all that kind of energy. So it was a real fixer-upper. Main house, one little casita without a kitchen, one old casita. It was a family compound. Gentleman was a realtor in Panama City, so he'd bring his kids here for the weekends and stuff like that. So it already had kind of a couple little guest houses. And my maid came with the property. She lived in the front casita. Aww. And I'll never forget pulling up with a realtor and the look on her face like, here we go.
Right. What am I in for?
She's like my family now. I mean, we've been together for 19 years. She doesn't live on site anymore, but she's here every 3 days. So she's my housekeeper and confidant and my Spanish teacher. She would come in the morning. We'd have coffee. I learned so much Spanish from her.
Did you know any Spanish before?
I did.
Okay.
Basic.
Yeah.
You know, Mexico Spanish. I took a couple classes, but enough to get by. But the renovation really...
You learned pretty
now
quick.
I'm fluent.
Yeah. I know. I like to say I have a little bit of construction Spanish.
Yes.
A little bit of medical
Tools,
Spanish.
Construction, medical, dining is a no-brainer.
And,
but,
and So when you first started the business, how many casitas did you have? Because you've since expanded.
I have slowly over the years,
Mhm.
always projects over the years until this year when I closed for 3 months and did a major project. So initially we had the house, we had Toucan, which was just a room and a bathroom, no
Mhm.
kitchen. Where Tortuga is now used to be where the lawnmowers lived and everything, and like a deposito. So I built Tortuga from scratch 12 years ago, 13 years ago. Casarena in the front is where Vilma used to live. So when she moved out, we renovated it and added all the stuff, AC and hot water and things that they don't care about. So then that became a rental. Gaviota is the standalone king casita in the front. That's always been here, but it was just very old. So it's been completely renovated. This year it got a new roof and a new ceiling as well. So now it's
Very
gonna last
good.
forever.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
all right, let's talk about some of the upgrades that you've done to the property, because when someone's thinking about, buying an investment property, they're looking under the hood, right?
Of course.
So let's talk about the roof. Is the
Mhm.
roof new on the whole thing, or parts of it are brand new?
Parts of it. So the
Uh-huh.
main house and my casita, so from this side all the way to over Toucan, is brand new.
Mhm.
The little part of the roof that goes over the other two casitas is
Mhm.
not brand new, but it has no issues.
Yeah.
So
And
the major part, and Gaviota has the new roof and ceiling too. So 85% of the property has
Yeah.
new roof. Yeah,
um,
90%.
and you were saying that all of the electricity
All.
was redone? That's a
I mean, we were
big,
finding,
big job.
copper, old style copper pipes, plumbing. It's like a brand new house. It's an older home, but it's now brand new.
Yeah.
Really focused on foundational things that you can't see.
Yep.
Of course, I mean, this beautiful upgrade I've done, you can, but I have a brand new, $20,000 septic system.
I was going to ask about
Huge,
that too.
and it's
Yeah.
huge. So now it's like
Wow.
every 6 years, get it cleaned out.
Yeah.
Not every year.
Yeah.
Like it was.
And that is something that's very important when you have, multiple dwellings on a property. You don't want to find out that you have a problem with the septic at the wrong time.
Or run out of water.
Yes.
I mean, so that can, if you're on city water, and
Mhm.
sometimes there's blips. I have a well. I can't remember how deep it is, but I've never run out of water.
Yeah.
It's a good deep well. My water, it's been tested. It's perfectly clean. We drink it out of the tap.
Because I know
That's
in
never
Coronado,
run out.
yeah, some areas have had, when they're hooked up to 𝐸𝐷𝐻,
Mhm.
which is the municipal water.
Yeah.
There can be shortages at times, especially
Yeah.
like toward the end of dry season.
Yes.
So having the well is a great bonus. You've never run out of water.
Never.
Tell me about the pool. It's absolutely so inviting. Did you
You'll
redo
have
it
to stay
recently, or
after.
just clean it, or like what? Why does it look so amazing?
Well, I have an amazing gardener pool guy.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was just looking to make, there's not even one leaf in that pool. And he hasn't been here in 3 days. It's a long weekend. Maybe one of the guests scooped out the leaf. I don't know.
Maybe. It just looks...
So the pool has always been that kidney shape, which is beautiful. It's big. We have a deep end. So you see we have the umbrellas in the shallow end.
Yeah.
So like guests like to
nice.
just sit around and have cocktails and in the shallow end. But if somebody wants to do laps, they do laps.
Yeah.
So it's a real kind of a mixture of usage pool.
That's a perfect. It's very inviting.
Thank you.
I had a pool years ago, and I vowed like I would never have one again because of the maintenance. But if you have a trusted pool maintenance person, that can be a game changer.
And he lives right across the street. He's a big guy, so he'll come over when I need furniture moved or whatever. He's my neighbor first and foremost. So
you were saying something about finishing the pool with
Diamond Bright.
Yes,
I had been through liners. I had been through painting. I finally was able to afford to get a solution that would last pretty much forever. So and this I haven't had to do anything since a few years ago, 4 years ago, maybe.
It really looks amazing.
Yeah.
I'm a little envious, to be honest. Like thinking about the pool that I had years ago and like everything I had to do to maintain it.
And then, of course, we added the planters and the fountain and the tables. So this was that was maybe 8 years ago.
It's beautiful. Yeah, we turned off the fountain just for this purpose, but the sound of the water is really inviting.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about how this is really a turnkey offering, because you've set it up so that it is absolutely easy to literally hand over the keys to someone.
Absolutely. So the decision to sell was not an easy one. I mean, this is my life and home for 19
Yeah.
years, and I've met thousands of wonderful people who've stayed on property. Time for a new chapter, ready to go. The renovation's done. It's kind of perfect timing. The buyer will not have to deal with electricity issues, and it's all new. Septic issues. All the grass is new. I'm going to include my car. It's a 2025
Wow.
GAC. I call it a GAC. I don't know what it's called. It's Chinese, but it's amazing.
Oh,
It's brand
yeah.
new. So I
Wow.
bought that in April or May. That comes with the property. My website comes with the property, my reservation calendar, my training, um, just anything to make it easy. My lawyer, you can
Mm-hmm.
get residency right away with an
Yes.
investment like this. Residency is a snap.
Now, also, there's a lot of flexibility with this property,
Mm-hmm.
because how many units are there right now?
I have 5 casitas, the main house, and then my big casita that I have just renovated with beautiful living room and office area, which is right here in the back garden. So now we have the 5 guest casitas, the main house, and then my space, which could be a rental or you could live in it.
So that's seven?
That's 7.
Seven
We have
individual.
7 bedrooms, 7 baths, 7 kitchens, 7, 9, 11 ACs.
Wow.
It's kind of 7 times everything.
Okay.
Yeah. Every casita has their own kitchen. It's different. I didn't really want to have a bed and breakfast where guests would have to then forage their food in other places. It's like, here's your kitchen. You have your
Yeah.
own space to cook. And then we often meet out here socially, happy hour. Hey, bring a salad. I got some chicken. I got burgers. I mean, it sort of happens organically,
Yeah.
which is always great. Somebody might bring out a guitar. And then other nights, we've got couple people reading over here and other people are out. Like, it's just always different.
Yeah.
But
And
it's always pleasant. And I have very, very nice guests.
your reviews reflect that people, love staying here for that, for the ambiance, that's here. So 7 different units. So
Mm-hmm.
that means somebody could either live here and manage the property on their own.
Mm-hmm.
What are some other options they could do?
You could have, I've often had house sitters, which are normally guests of mine who are traveling. And then they're staying like a month. And I'm going, I really want to go traveling a few months. How do you feel about staying on property and helping me, with things around the property? And you can stay in the house. That's what I've done literally for 19 years. I've traveled half the year, pretty much every year.
Mm-hmm. So you have then, like, someone could live here if they want, or they could live here and have someone,
Mm-hmm.
a caretaker,
Yeah.
while they go travel,
Sure.
like you've done.
So you could use either the main house, which I've always done,
Mm-hmm.
or my newest casita, which is a little small. It's kind of a 1-person casita. That could be used for that idea if you wanted the main house as a rental,
Mm-hmm.
or for yourselves, or any place that you don't want anyone to stay. Like when I go, I never rent my own space.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying with the sale, that's a whole extra casita you're going to have.
Yeah.
And the largest one.
Yeah.
So.
And we were talking before about, like, just visions for the property.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it seems like it's the perfect venue also for, like, people who are traveling for a family reunion or a retreat. Let's say
Mm-hmm.
somebody who wants to run a business doing yoga retreats or
Pickleball.
wellness, yeah, or pickleball. All the pickleball players would have places to stay, and then they can do, because that's a big thing in the area.
We have a lot of pickleball courts. We have, I don't even know how many, between Coronado and Gorgona, we probably have 40 courts.
Wow.
Whether they're old basketball courts that we use, now we have that brand new padel center with padel and a bar and a restaurant and pickleball courts and tournaments. Or we have our little places we go.
Yeah.
That are just local basketball courts that we set up our nets. So there's tons, and a lot of the condo complexes have them as well. So once you meet people, you get invited to them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were saying also that Coronado has changed over the years. You've seen a lot more growth in, like, younger families moving in. So it's a little bit more like of a vibrant. I mean, it's always felt kind of vibrant to me. I've not been here all that much. I kind of stayed in this area and Gorgona when I first moved here. But
what year was that?
That was 2019.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
and then we went into lockdown.
Oh yes, that was great timing.
So what about the beach? How close are you to the beach?
3 blocks.
Yeah.
8-minute walk. The same with to Picasso. We're in I call it the Golden Triangle, which is central Coronado. The golf course is a block. The beach is 3 blocks. Picasso's a few blocks. So you can have guests stay here without cars. I also have a golf cart for rent.
Oh.
So people can tool around with the golf cart. But the walkers, they're no problem to get to the beach. Now, the main restaurants are the main grocery stores, and more restaurants are closer to the highway, which, well, you don't want to stay over there. You want to be by the beach.
Yeah.
But it's a few minutes by taxi.
Right.
Add another 4 minutes with the golf cart.
Yeah.
It's close. Yeah.
And what do people do at the beach down here? What do your guests normally enjoy doing?
They love walking the beach, and it's nice and quiet. We don't have vendors like in some countries, so you can walk the beach or lay around on the beach and no one's going to bother you. A lot of dog walkers. The morning's a nice time. Obviously it gets hot in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
It's mostly walking the beach. Some people swim on the beach, but I think most people prefer the pool. I prefer the pool.
I like pools.
I like to walk the beach and come home and swim in the pool.
I like to.
It's not as messy.
Yeah, I like to dip in the ocean, but I don't want to be like I don't want to be tossed around and covered in sand and What kind of guests have you been hosting over the years?
Oh, such a variety.
Yeah.
A lot of people ask me, is it mostly Canadians, Americans? Maybe mostly, but certainly not all. Europeans, South Americans. I find in the slower season, I get a lot more travelers. So kids in their 20s and kids. Now I'm old. Kids in their 30s, kids in their 40s.
It's funny how that happens, right? Yeah.
And they're traveling around and traveling through. My rates are lower in the summer, so we do get a lot of last minute stuff. Or I had a young couple that were sailing around the world.
Wow.
They were like 21 and they sailed here and their boat was at Vista Mar. So loved talking to them.
Wow.
So we just get the gamut, and you really become close with your guests. They become family. They've invited. I've traveled in New York and many other places and stayed with my guests.
Wow.
Who have invited, and they invite me, I'm like, are you sure? Because I am going to show up, and I do. So it's really neat. Like, it's just such an all-encompassing lifestyle, fun. Always different. And every day is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually talk about that a little bit. Like what, now that everything is set up and smooth, right? And, the new roof is done, the electricity is done, everything is sparkling. There's not going to be any septic tank issues. What would a typical day be like when you're managing, the casitas and welcoming guests and getting them ready?
Okay.
So you call, someone to come clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, usually in high season, we know who's coming because everything's booked in advance. Low season, it's a little more last minute stuff, but pretty easy to make the maid schedule. Vilma and her daughter come, and they're even last minute. They would even come on a Sunday. Very helpful. Typical day, there's only a few things that are typical. Like in the morning, I would come out like I would in any house I live in and check clean off the table. I'd come around the property. Maybe there's a little gecko poop or a little bird poop on the back of a chair. I want to get out here, and I'm an early riser. So I get out here, look around, maybe some chairs are here, and I just put things back together. 5 minutes. The rest of the day, it's always different, whether I have somebody coming in or leaving or guests that are just here on site. They could be here 3 nights a week or a month or 3 months. And then, so really my only routine is that in the morning. And at night, it's just being aware, like, oh, there's a light bulb out, on one of our night lights, or, oh, the maid didn't lock the deposito, so I'll lock that. I just walk around the property. Another 5 minutes.
Right.
So that's 10 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Now, of course, things happen.
Yes.
There's always something, or if a guest has arrived and they don't have transport and they want to get groceries, I'll run them down, or I'll give them my card. I
Yeah.
or rent the golf cart. I mean, it's more guest services type of
Mhm.
thing. But then when people are here longer, they become so much a part. I have repeat guests that come every winter. Mike and Gail, they're amazing. They're bird watchers.
Oh,
And I
wow.
built that whole area over there for them. And they
Aw.
sit there with their binoculars. They sent me a spreadsheet of 150 different types of birds on this property.
Wow.
This year we had baby owls in the tree. I don't notice that
gosh.
stuff. The bird watchers do. Like
That's
they're all over.
incredible.
And then a guest might check in. I might be on the phone. There's Mike's out there. He's already checking in the guest, showing them where the beach is. He's a guest. But he's here for 3 months every year. Him and Gail, they know.
Right.
And they take over the recycle. They're retired. They're like, oh, we'll handle the recycling while we're here or whatever. It's just so great.
Yeah, it seems like it'd be a great opportunity
Yeah.
for people who really enjoy hosting, getting to know people.
Well, you have to like people to do
Yes,
this.
absolutely.
I know, you want to know the price. It's listed at $849.9. Sarah's contact info is in the video description.
So you've been in property management and an investor in Panama. What does someone need to know, like who is like ready to jump into a business like this? What do they need to know about buying property in Panama? Because it's
Cash
different.
is king.
Yes.
Cash is king. I've done real estate here over the years. I've had a couple clients get mortgages here. It's a lot of red tape and it's very expensive.
Yeah.
So there's other ways too. I've had other buyers who have dealt with their 401ks or whatever, or borrowed from their own respective countries. But as far as this sale, it's cash. I'm not financing or anything like that.
Yeah.
It is possible to get a mortgage in Panama, but it's not the easiest way to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
And from what I heard from other brokers, the mortgage rates are only adjustable. There's no fixed rate mortgage. So that would make me a little nervous.
That would make me a little nervous too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously your books of income and expenses are all up to date. So a serious, buyer can review those things.
Absolutely.
And the income statements.
I have a whole valuation,
Right.
assets, land, everything, the 7 kitchens, 7 baths, 11 ACs, and then the business aspect. So I have all the books, yes.
What booking platforms do you use mostly?
I use Airbnb, VRBO, and TripAdvisor, but most of my guests come from referrals and repeats.
Wow.
So they're great to last minute special. Go on Airbnb. Oh, I just have a casita for 4 nights. And put it on special. Something like that. So I do like to use the platforms, but I don't rely on them. And I've been doing this long before Airbnb even existed. So,
right.
I use them, but I'm not an Airbnb. It's now a common term. Oh, you have an Airbnb?
Yeah.
It's like, no, but I use Airbnb.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you were talking about how you have a website, and the website is called what?
PanamaHolidayHomes.com.
Okay.
That's the website I've had for over 20 years with my city properties and now Coronado. Quite a few years ago, I registered PanamaSarah.com. So that main website points to Panama Sarah. But I found it was way easier. I didn't have to bring cards with me anymore.
Right.
PanamaSarah.com with Sarah with an H. It's easy.
So if
it's
someone
easy to remember. Yeah.
If someone wants to change the name, they can, but having that flexibility to have the holiday homes,
absolutely,
is a great
Panama Holiday Homes. That website, which is my website, goes to the buyer. Here's the website. You can keep it at PanamaSarah.com or revert back to PanamaHolidayHomes.com.
Right.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah. Or they could keep it Panama Sarah if they
could,
want.
because everybody knows it as Panama Sarah.
Yeah.
So totally flexible with that. And I would be so happy to work with the buyers and train. They can come stay a couple nights, check it out. Qualified buyers.
Qualified buyers.
Come check it out. Let me show you around how the property works.
Yeah. That's a great asset to have because, there's all that, the algorithms and little breadcrumbs, the digital breadcrumbs that, so your website has a history.
And the Airbnb has a history, and the VRBO. So you know, we would come up with some way to keep that going for a certain amount of time, or I'm just flexible.
Yeah.
I want to make it as easy as possible. That's why I'm doing a package. Lawyer, get your residency, which you can get right away with the purchase of this property, the car, everything.
Yeah.
Here's my doctor, dentist, lawyer, you know, whatever you need. My car rental guy. I have a golf cart. I mean, I have all the contacts. So my goal is to make it so turnkey and not like how I bought. But I did this for a reason. It was an adventure. It was a project. It's been awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't know that everybody wants to do what I wanted to do. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So now it's turnkey.
Now it's easy. Yeah. I mean, literally someone can just step into a new life.
Yes.
A new chapter in their life.
Absolutely. 100%.
You know?
Yeah. And I'll be right there with them. As long as they need, I'm right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really nice to offer that, you know, because you can sense like the pride and joy that you have, you know, in your property. The whole property is just, it's very flexible. You get the sense of like how flexible the space is, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And really, I mean, it's a pretty cool and exciting opportunity. Like I always think in terms of projects also. Yeah. And, you know, even my wheels are turning like, and I have no desire to live at the beach, but, you know, like, I'm like, wow, this could be, you know, retreat and, you know, blah, blah, blah.
A lot of options.
So thank you so very much for presenting this property, sharing your time, and people can get in touch with you to learn more about the property.
Absolutely.
And qualified buyers can come and actually, you know, experience the property for themselves.
For sure. And can I just say, we had 2 guests come out while we were filming, and the one lady was about to get in the pool and she looked over and said, "There's Patty." They just arrived yesterday.
Oh, really?
So she's obviously seen you on YouTube.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it is cool. It's pretty funny. Yeah. So, and I love when people, you know, recognize me and, you know, yeah, it's fun.
Yep, for sure.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming. Nice to see you.
When you're buying property in Panama, it can be challenging to find comparables that are similar to the property that you're interested in. Something like this, for example, where there's multiple casitas, it's an income property, and it's not like, you know, every property on the street is similar. But one of the ways that you can kind of estimate or back into some value is by the cost of land. Right next door to Sarah's property is a piece of land for sale that is also 1,500 square meters, priced at, I think, $110,000. I think we figured it was somewhere around $70 a square meter. So you can kind of use that calculation on land value to then determine what, you know, could you build everything that's, you know, on the property? Could you make the improvements for the remainder? But in this case, you also have to subtract the actual business assets. So subtract, you know, the income from the property and determine, you know, if you had to build from scratch, could you do that from that amount? Anyway, also another tip that I have is if you're buying a property that has staff, it would be a good idea to have the seller terminate that contract and you can start a fresh contract. Because in Panama, the person that has an employee, if that employee leaves or, you know, if you fire them or they quit, they are entitled to a certain dollar amount based on the number of years that they've worked for you. So for example, if she's had an employee for 12 years, you don't want to take on that contract of a person that's been here for 12 years. You want to start fresh with your own contract. And so with this property in particular, there's just one person who's the employee, and you can chat with Sarah about how you would work out terminating that contract so that you could start fresh.
I hope you enjoyed this video, the interview with Sarah, and I have to disclose, if a purchase comes through my video, Sarah's going to pay me a finder's fee. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week.